I don't know why they. Yeah, I'll do that. That's fine. That's good. I'll do that.
If I may be so presumptuous as to approach you, madame, I figured. That's why I didn't call you.
Were there and she wasn't.
I was there, and I was there. I never misses, so I knew.
So
Yeah.
usually by herself, and when she does, that is there's sometimes.
And my yeah, no, I totally. Sarah's mother, she
Good Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos, fellow Bethomnics. Good to have you and our visitors with us tonight. We want to as well greet our fellow Bethomnics and visitors who are with us on live stream. We're delighted that you are with us. Thank you for your virtual presence tonight. And on this, what technically is the very first Friday night service for this secular year 2023, I'd like to offer on your behalf the following prayer for the new year by Rabbi Deborah Smith. I am good at making resolutions, God, but I'm not very good at keeping them. There are so many things I would like to achieve, so many changes that I would like to make. I pray to you, God, for the strength and for the wisdom. I want to live a meaningful life and discern my true path. I want to understand why you've put me here. Grant me insight, God. Show me the person I have the potential to become. Let me find my passion, God. Teach me to resist temptation, to conquer self-destructive habits, to overcome selfishness and pettiness. Guide me as I struggle to unbind the ropes that hold me back. Nurture me to fly free into your boundless universe. Help me grow in compassion for others, for myself, and to act with more mercy towards this aching, fragile planet. Give me the humility and the courage to repair relationships that pride has destroyed. Show me I can bring hope and healing into this world, and gift me with good health and love and blessings and peace in this new year. And let us say,
Amen.
Amen. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash.
Yes. If you need the words, they are on page 344. 344. Shiru Ladonai, kol haaretz, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shir Ladonai, Shir Chadash, Shir Ladonai, Shir Chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shir Ladonai, kol haaretz, Shir Shir Chadash. I will sing unto God a new song.
Shir Adonai, Shir Chadash. We invite you to greet one another at this time with a Shabbat Shalom and a good Shabbos.
Shabbat Shalom.
For the candle lighting blessing, Hadlakat Neirot L'Shabbat, this evening as we turn back to page 3, it's our great pleasure to call upon sisters Ellen Fishman and Robin Miller to please step forward. Again, if you're able to rise at this point, we invite you to do so. We're on page 3, Hadlakat Neirot.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us.
As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'echad likner shel Shabbat.
Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
We will enjoy a communal, community-wide expression of Kiddush and Motzi in the main lobby at the conclusion of our service. Right now, we invite you to join with Cantor and with Mark, our beloved Erev Shabbat anthem, Lecha Dodi, pages 20 and 21. Please be seated. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat, nekabla.
Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabelu. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabelu. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Yishmiranu elcham yochad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad. L'Hashem tiferet v'alit yela, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabelu. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabelu. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki makor havracha, v'rosh mikdem nesucha. Sof maaseh b'machshavat kela, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabelu. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabelu. Yitorari, ki v'harei kumi ori shirtaberi, kavat Adonai Allah yilnigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabelu. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabelu. V'ayif shalom ateret bala, Gam b'simcha chafetzo chala, Tochem v'adiyam segala. V'yikalo, Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabelu. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabelu.
Shalom Aleichem.
Sephardic tune. Sephardic.
Yeah, those, I love it. Beautiful, beautiful.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Kasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bachem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei הקדוש ברוך הוא. צא אתכם לשלום, מלאכי השלום, מלאכי העליון. מי מלך מלאכי המלאכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. יתגדל ויתקדש ברבה.
Amen.
ביאלים באתי ברקירותי וימליך מלכותי, וכיכון וכון כל בית ישראל.
בהגלה, בהגלה, ובזמן קריב, ויאמרו
אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעולמי גלמיה.
יתברך.
יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתקטר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי קדושו.
בריחו.
לחייל מן כל ברכתו ושירתו,
תושבחתו
ונחמתו, דמירן בעלמו, ויאמרו אמן. ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך
לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר בדברו מעריב ערבים, בחוכמה פותח שערים, ובתבונה משנה עתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים, במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו. בורא יום ולילה, גולל אור מפני חושך, וחושך מפני אור. ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו. הוא חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל, עמך אהבת. תורת ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו, בשוכבנו ובקומנו, נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך, ובמצוותך לעולם ועד. כי גם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ואורך ימינו, ובכם נגע יומם ולילה, יומם ולילה. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני,
ברוך הוא ברוך שמו,
אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו,
את אדוני אלוהיך
בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך, והיו
הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לעול על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, emet. Together at the top of page 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together.
אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני,
ברוך וברוך שמו,
כל ישראל. השכיבנו אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום, עבדנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני, אלוהינו לשלום, עבדנו שומרנו לחיים. אשמור צאתנו השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, עבדנו שומרנו על החיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, עבדנו שומרנו על החיים.
As we read together, give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשו אדוני, עשו אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום שישבות וינפש שבת, וינפש שבת, וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. This Shabbat, tomorrow morning, we, throughout the Jewish world, conclude our annual reading from Bereshit, from the first of the 5 books of the Torah, from Genesis, and we take the journey, if you will, into Sefer Shmot, into the book of Exodus. And so I want to commend to us these words at the top of page 45. Both of these quotations, both of these readings are familiar to us by now. They're both attributed to the late, great, saintly Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel of blessed memory, whose 50th yahrzeit, if I remember correctly, occurred in the secular calendar last Friday. There are Jewish communities that are still commemorating his 50th yahrzeit. And so we read, we are a people in whom the past endures, in whom the present is inconceivable without moments gone by. The Exodus lasted a moment enduring forever. What happened once upon a time happens all the time. As we rise for the tefillah.
עננה שפתיי תפתח, עננה אופי יגיד תקילתך, עננה בחטאי תפתח, אנננננננננ אופי יגיד, תחילותיך. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו בכבוד. בלחוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, בחייך כל אתה רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, בחייך כל ברחמים רבים, צומח נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקהלם אמונתו לשני עפר. כמוך בעל גיבורות וביתו המלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישר, ונאמן אתה לקחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יחללו הסלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Silently, Balachash, all the way through now to page 62. Those who wish or need to be seated now, please feel free to do that. Otherwise, do so, please, at the end of your private petitions, and then we'll join back together in song.
shalom aleinu ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
Birkat Refuah, the prayer for healing, page 253. מי שברך אבותינו, אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, ואמותינו, שרה, רבקה, רחל ולאה, הוא יברך את החולים ההם. הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא רחמים עליהם, להחלימם ולרפאותם ולהחזיקם, וישלח מהרה רפואה, רפואה שלמה מן השמיים, רפואת הנפש ורפואת הגוף, בתוך שאר חולי ישראל, השת בעגלה, ובזמן קריב. Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal, as this Shabbat we call to mind, Cynthia Bela, Barbara Bortz, Shimshon ben Lebachaya, Sandy Chernow, Antonio Cordero, Andy Dorfman, David Dorsey, Sheila Evans, Joe Gaither, Brian Geiger, Leila Hadjali, Elaine Katz, David Lieberman, Ellen Madnick, Larry Mance, Richard Molish, Gershona Binyamina Batsorova Levi, Stan Oliver, Sharon Paul, Rebitzer David Rachmiel ben Sarava Levi, Mark Reingold, Charles Roman, Michael Rosen, Toby Spiegel, Alan Silberstein, Eric Stroll, Bev Tisdale, Judy Weiss, and Bruce Zucker. If there are any other names that you'd like to publicly mention or affirm at this point, please feel free to do so if you would. Elliot? Thank you. Steve? Thank you. Larry? Thank you. Jay? Thank you. Really? Bev? Uri? Thank you very much. Ariana? Thank you very much indeed. Sarah? Thank you. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and for their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send each a refuah shlema, a complete recovery, renewal of guf of body and of neshama and of spirit, of soul. And let us say,
Amen.
Amen.
May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberocha light of healing, with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Shabbat Shalom, Betham. Good Shabbos to each and every one of you. One of the privileges of being the father of three daughters, other than, of course, all the gray hair and premature aging, is the very special formulaic blessing that I'm able to bestow upon the three of them at the Shabbat table on Friday night. Needless to say, at this particular stage in their relative lives, it happens very infrequently, if ever, that all three are together. But nevertheless, whether it's one or two, or whether it's all three, as was the case the Friday before Thanksgiving, thank God, it's always a pleasure and my duty, quite frankly, to bestow this formulaic blessing upon them. The words are familiar. Yisimech Elohim, Kesara Rivka, Rachel V'Leah. May God inspire you to live in the tradition of Sarah and of Rebekah and Rachel and Leah, who carried forward the life of our people. This beautiful, brief blessing incorporates, of course, the names of our four matriarchs, whose extraordinary actions throughout Sefer Bereshit, the book of Genesis, help shape the earliest experiences of our people. So far, so good. Of course, the problem, you know where I'm coming, right? Many of you. The problem, of course, arises, however, when conferring the parental blessing upon one son, or sons, as the case might be. So, by way of analogy, we would, of course, expect that, in this case, the tradition of our avot, of our patriarchs, would be invoked. In other words, the formulaic blessing to a son or sons on Friday night, Yisimcha Elohim ka'Avraham, Yitzchak v'Yaakov. May God make you like our patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But as you know, that's not the case. Believe it or not, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob play no part whatsoever in the most private and the most intimate of blessings that a Jewish father can bestow upon his son or sons. It just doesn't seem fair, does it? Why, if our matriarchs are good enough for our daughters, should the patriarchs not be good enough for our sons? Jewish boys gathered around the Shabbat table apparently have to settle for less. The blessing they receive alludes instead to Joseph's children, Ephraim and Manasseh. That is Jacob's grandchildren, Isaac's great-grandchildren, if you will, Abraham's great-grandsons. The traditional formulaic blessing for a son is admittedly somewhat deceptive. Yesimcha Elohim ke'Ephraim v'chimnasher. May God inspire to you live in the tradition of Ephraim and Manasseh, who carried forward the life of our people. Fraudulent, you might declare. Why on earth would we want nice young Jewish boys to emulate the Egyptian-born sons of a father who, of course, had previously been thrown into a pit and sold into slavery? Truth be told, throughout Bereshit, throughout the book of Genesis, which, as I mentioned, we conclude tomorrow morning, we encounter time and again powerful and traumatic motifs of love-hate relationships, especially those, of course, that refer to sibling relationships, sibling rivalry. We've only to think, let's go back, now that we've come almost to the end. We've only got to think of course, Cain and Abel to launch us on the long, rocky biblical road of envy and of jealousy, of hatred and suspicion, of deception and fraud, of mayhem and murder. Genesis has it all: the good, the bad, and the ugly. I mean, you'll recall that Abraham's sons, Isaac and Ishmael, no way, they couldn't live together under the same roof. In the next generation, Isaac's twins, Esau and Jacob, they become estranged from one another. And as a result, you'll remember that our patriarch Jacob spends no less than 22 years away from home because he's afraid, of course, that his sibling Esau wants to kill him. Make no mistake about it. Jacob's own sons themselves are by no means immune from their father's sibling experiences. After all, his favoritism for his beloved son Joseph results in an atmosphere of extreme and bitter jealousy. So we might just think that Genesis is all gloom and doom, with such a plethora of highly, forgive me, dysfunctional relationships. But there is, however, as you know, this is where I'm going, one remarkable exception to the apparently pervasive theme of sibling rivalry in the first book. And that's none other than Joseph's sons, Manasseh, mind you, the oldest, Manasseh and Ephraim. And even though grandfather Jacob, on his deathbed, as we'll come to explore Torah study at 9 o'clock upstairs tomorrow morning, even though Jacob, at the very end of his life, bestows a double blessing on the younger brother, on Ephraim, instead of course, the older, there is no estrangement, there's no malice, there's no animosity, so we're told, between the siblings. It's the Midrash. The Midrash regards Joseph's older son, Manasseh, the firstborn, if you like, as the worldly statesman of secular wisdom, assisting his father, Joseph, in running the affairs of state. Ephraim, on the other hand, is the studious one, devoting his life to learning Torah, if you will, with his old and venerable grandfather Jacob. Manasseh proves that sibling rivalry can only be counterproductive and lead to the inevitable disintegration of the family. Joseph's very different sons appreciate then that they can respect and they can love one another despite their differences. So before turning tomorrow week, next Shabbat, to Shemot, to the book of Exodus, we have to be satisfied and we have to be reassured that at least one family, could emerge relatively unscathed from the tumultuous events of pre-Israelite history. One family in which a profound and lasting harmony reigned. So throughout Genesis, which again we bid farewell to this Shabbat, throughout Genesis, we encounter one family after another being torn apart by internal strife and discord. It almost seems as if the ancient biblical social structure of the family matrix possessed a tragic and permanent flaw. God forbid. But thankfully, mercifully, two sons, two brothers, Ephraim and Manasseh, prove conclusively that such a flaw can be successfully overcome. It is their positive and their largely harmonious relationship then that allows Genesis to reach its triumphant and heroic conclusion tomorrow morning. It is Ephraim and Manasseh's relationship and theirs alone that enables successive generations of fathers to confidently bless their sons with the hope that they too, like Ephraim and Manasseh of old, will be a source of pride and of joy and achieve a certain unity in today's otherwise chaotic, splintered, and polarized world in which we live. Ken Yiratzon. Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos. But we'll be discussing something even more fascinating tomorrow morning. Something I wasn't aware of. Something that I, myself, I have to admit, wasn't aware of until I did the research for tomorrow morning. But we'll look at it then. So if you want to join us, you're more than welcome at the bright early hour of 9 o'clock upstairs in the TBT. And so, friends, without further ado, the first Friday, right, of the month, therefore, it behooves us to acknowledge any and all January birthdays. January, come on, Gabby. Linda. Very good. Uri, all January, yeah, all right. January birthdays, please, you are more than welcome to step forward, and hopefully this works. 1, 2, 1, 2. I believe it does. That's very good. Well, Madam First Lady, we'll begin with you, if you would. The custom usually mention your name, and if you feel sufficiently comfortable and confident about it, the number of years.
Emily Posnan, January 16th.
Uri Yogev, January 29. I'll be 45? No, 75.
Gabrielle Bloom, January 17th, and I'll be 27.
I'm the oldest one in the group. But still, I am very grateful to be here. My name is Linda Miller, and on January 16th, I will happily celebrate my 79th birthday. 79. 79. Did
Wonderful.
I say 69?
Oh, no, I'm saying 69. Right. What's 10 years between friends? Linda, that's beautiful. That really is. That's wonderful. All together. Yeah. And Uri, permit me to mention, if I may, on a personal point of view, so you share the same birth date with my dad, who, please God, and I'll be there to celebrate with him on the 29th. Please God, he will be 89. So, yeah, please God. So we look forward to that very much. Very much. Gesund und 20. To all of you, ad mehr ve'esrim shana, right? Till 120. We're going to serenade you. Thank you, Cantor and Mark, with a very hot, I think, Yom Huledet. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach. Yom Huledet Sameach.
Happy birthday to you.
You.
Happy birthday to
you and you.
Happy
birthday
dear congregants.
Happy birthday to
you and you.
Emily, Uri, Gabby, Linda, congratulations. Make it a good one and a healthy, above all, the healthiest of blessings. I know that's my mantra. I know it is. But the healthiest of blessings to you all throughout this year. God bless you. Now, if you would kindly, for Aleinu, second Hebrew paragraph, page 282, if you would do us the honors. Wait, one moment. There you go. Mine as well. It happens as well. All the time. Aleinu, second Hebrew paragraph, 282. Aleinu l'shabeach le'adon hakol, la'ateit gedula li'otzeh breshit, shalom. And of course, in addition to Emily and Uri and Gabby and Linda, I forgot to mention, and I do apologize, for those of you at home on live stream, if you have or will yet celebrate your birthday this month of January, Yom Holedet Sameach, a very happy birthday to you as well. Page 292. When cherished ties are broken and the chain of love is shattered, only trust in the strength of faith can lighten the heaviness of the heart. At times, the pain of separation seems more than we can bear, but if we dwell too long on our loss, we embitter our hearts and harm ourselves and those about us. The psalmist said that in his affliction he learned the law of God. And in truth, grief is a great teacher when it sends us back to serve and bless the living. We learn how to counsel and comfort those who, like ourselves, are bowed with sorrow. We learn when to keep silence in their presence and when a word will assure them of our love and our concern. Thus, even when they are gone, the departed are with us, moving us to live as in their higher moments they themselves wish to live. We remember them now. They live in our hearts. They are an abiding blessing. Page 295. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at the season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. Lawrence Larry Broder, brother of Marilyn Webster and uncle of Ellen Fishman and Robin Miller. Marilyn, your congregational family extends their deepest sympathy to you and to Lainey and Heather. God bless you. Renee Cohen, sister-in-law of Linda Miller. Linda, our thoughts continue to be with you and your loved ones. Bernie Crick, husband of Mim Crick. Geraldine Nades, mother of Richard Nades. Ruth Reefman, mother of Bonnie Packman, grandmother of our First Lady, Emily Posnan, great-grandmother of Miller and of Piper. Our sympathy goes out to all of you as well. And finally, Ira Zapolsky, my father-in-law, Shelley Goldstein's first cousin. All who passed away during Shloshim this past month. In this particular Shabbat, we call to mind the following many names: Sylvia Ahrens, Connie Appel, Sarah Auerbach, Harry Axelbund, Israel Barron, Eugene Berest, Abraham Biderman, Kenneth, Kenjun Bloom, A. Brightman, Henrietta Braun, Ida Brody, Abraham Bukoff, Elaine Kremer-Katzeff, Stephen M. Cohen, Samuel Cooper-Smith, Chad Dorfman, Henrietta Engel, Tilly Felcher, Craig A. Fisher, Joseph Fogel, Betty Foreman, Emma Freundlich, Hermann Freundlich, Anna Friedman, Martin Gelber, Stephen Glascombe, Naomi Goodman, Sarah Green, Harry Greenberg, Rosalie Gruber, Mary Herkus, Sylvia Hyams, Helen Jacobson, Samuel M. Kalin, Rasha Katzman, Crystal Kessler, Sylvia Kestenbaum, Katie Kimmelman, David Klein, Sally Klein, Ethel Landau, Grajna Kostika Langenfeld, Elise Landsman, Edward Lenz, Judith Levin, Lillian Lewin, Deborah Mandelbaum, Samuel G. Marcus, Mort Mazer, Goldie Moskowitz, Bernard Orkin, Rose Orkin, Pearl Perlman, Martha Polan, Carl Cubby Robinson, Charles Rosengarten, Rose Roth, Charles Rinnick, Minna Sachs, Sidney Sement, Benjamin L. Sapers, Barney Schlein, Shirley Sirota, Bessie Shaw, Belle Simmons, Louis B. Stein, Jacob Streimer, Adolf Weiss, Francis Wexler, Sam Wiener, Maya Willett, Mitchell Robert Yarmark, Reba Yoysen, whose yahrzeit occurred during the course of this past week, and all those other dear ones whom we now remember with tender affection, together as always with the 6 million of our martyred brethren who perished in the Shoah, and all those who gave their lives and who continue to give their lives in defense of Medinat Yisrael, the state of Israel, and of these United States. Zichronam livracha, may all of their memories be for a blessing. Yit gadal v'yit gadash mei rabba, amen. V'yoma divrach yirute, v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agalau fisman kariv v'yimru, amen. Yehei shmei rabba mavorach liolam ulalmei ulamaya. Yit barach v'yish tabach v'yit po'ar v'yit romam v'yit naseh v'yit hadar v'yit ale v'yit halal shmei d'kudesha brichu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata da'amiran ba'olma v'yimru, amen. Yehei shlam rabbamin shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru, amen. Se shalom bimrumav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru, amen. May there be abundant peace from heaven and life for us and all Israel, to which we say amen. And may the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, and let us say amen. Please be seated. It is our pleasure to call upon our President, Josh Posnan, to extend greetings and to bring announcements for this evening. Thank you, Josh. Oh, and of course, Piper. Sorry, Piper. Maybe I should have called Piper first, probably.
That's absolutely. Happy birthday to everyone celebrating a birthday this month, including my wife, Emily. She will be 29 on the 16th.
Torah study tomorrow morning at 9 a.m., followed immediately by the peer-led service at 10 a.m. Sunday morning, Rabbi leaves Pirkei Avod classes at 11 a.m. also.
Sisterhood Mahjong continues on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. and Brotherhood Poker also this coming Wednesday at 7.
Get your groove on Saturday, January 28th. We welcome you. We welcome the Rakdan for a night of Israeli dancing. No prior experience is necessary. 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. Light Israel fare will be provided.
It's back. Mark your calendar for the 4th annual Super Bowl here at Beth Am on Monday, February 6th, with our soup cook-off featuring local area restaurants, followed by guest speaker Mike Sealski of the Philadelphia Inquirer. Look for more info coming very soon. You do not want to miss this amazing event.
Social actions is collecting gently used boots, sneakers and shoes to be distributed to homeless shelters. Please no heels or summer shoes. Make sure to tie pairs of shoes together or place pairs in separate plastic bags. Collection bins will be at the parking lot door.
And as always, make sure to continue to support our ongoing food drive for the Jenkintown Food Cupboard. Donation bins are at the back lobby door. Your donations help to support our neighbors who are experiencing food insecurity. Shabbat Shalom.
Josh and Piper, thank you. Good Shabbos to both of you. By the way, just a correction, for those of you that have been with me on Sunday mornings on Zoom exclusively for our Pirkei Avot class, which in fact has already concluded, But we did that successfully, and therefore, in the traditional custom, we are going to have a siyum. We are having, as you know, probably if you're part of the class, we're having a celebratory brunch upstairs in the TBT chapel Sunday morning, but not 11, 10 a.m. At 10 a.m., however, it will be hybrid. It will be on Zoom as well. But that's at 10 o'clock on Sunday morning.
Yes, and also next week, we're going to mark the Martin Luther King Shabbat with, of course, with our band, with the special music and readings and poetry. So please come and join with us. And the last Friday night in this of the month, mark your calendars, it's going to be a refugee Shabbat. So we're going to also bring, the choir is going to bring you special music and again, poetry and beautiful words. And we have speakers also for both events.
Beautiful, thank you. Emily's parents, Bonnie, of course, and Kenny Packman, who are with us here this evening, are in fact hosting this evening's oneg. We're very grateful to you for that. Thank you. The oneg will take place in the, not the rear, the main lobby at the conclusion of our service. Hope that you can join us for that. But before, Adon Olam 321.
Adon Olam Asher Malach בטרם כל יציר נברא, לעת נעשה וחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא, אזי מלך שמו נקרא, כי אחרי ככלות הכל, לבדו ימלוך נורא, וכו היה וכו חווה, וכו יהיה בתפארה, וכו יהיה בתפארה, וכו אחד ואין שני, לקם שלו, לקח בירה, בלי ראשית, בלי תכלית, ולא כעוס וכמשרה, ולא כעוס וכמשרה, וכו אלי וחי גואלי וצור חבלי בצרה וכו ניסי ומנדס לי בנת כוסי ביום אקרא בנת כוסי ביום אקרא ויעדו הפקיד רוחי בעת אשן והירא ויין רוחי גביעתי אדוני אלי ולא יירא אדוני אלי ולא יירא.
Thank you, Chazan, and thank you, Mark. It seems that the leg of this 2 right over here, and I think the bottom of that 3 has become dislodged. But nevertheless, I hope you can see, thanks to Bubby Wendy,
2023.
2023 Chala, 2023. Thank you, Bubby. Thank you, Wendy. It's beautiful. It really is. It will be devoured, you can be assured. So we'll look forward to that very much. Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos to all of you. The healthiest of blessings to you and your loved ones throughout 2023. Please join us if you can for Kiddush and for Motzi. Sure. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Wow, this is amazing.
Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah. We're going that way?
Yeah, yeah, we'll go there. It is beautiful.